Joining me right now, Wall Street Journal's James Freeman, along with Moody's chief economist, John Lonski. Good to see you both. John, starting with you here. Help me understand why the president would be willing to give ZTE a pass.
Well, this is all a part, it's the art of the deal. I mean, there's going to be trade-offs involved to get those gains that you think will benefit the U.S. economy long term. You start out with a negotiating position that you realize that perhaps is not attainable, and from there, you make compromises.
All right. Well, there's some real concerns, that said, about this company. James Freeman, I mean, you've even got the head of the FBI, Christopher Wray, saying, not so fast, because you could actually have some security violations. The Chinese, via their telecom company, theoretically, could start spying on us and listening to our phone conversations. So, hang on, not so fast. What's your reaction to it?
Yeah, I don't often agree with Chuck Schumer, but I think in this case, this looks like...
But wait, let me just say, it's not just Chuck Schumer, though. Christopher Wray, who is a Trump appointee...
That's right, and Wray
believes this, too. Okay.
Yeah, so, yes, ZTE are bad guys. They were caught basically taking our technology, sharing it, breaking sanctions, sharing it with North Korea, Iran, lots of bad regimes around the world. They were caught again after we had caught them cheating the first time. The surveillance concern
and they don't
is real,
care, right? Because they didn't punish any of those workers.
I think some of them actually got bonuses. So this really is an absolute appropriate target to punish. This is not someone we want being central to the U.S. telecom infrastructure or the world telecom infrastructure. And I think getting back to that Schumer tweet, I think there's a real danger here that the deal is we keep ignoring Chinese theft of intellectual property. We ignore it when they share our key technology with our adversaries, but they'll buy more soybeans, so we'll be happy.
Well, and also they're buying parts, right? This company is buying parts that are made here in the U.S.,
True.
And that's something that the president points to because it helps a lot of American companies. But, I guess I'm just kind of confused, and I think Larry will help us on this. Larry Kudlow coming up a little bit later in the show, like, where is the president? Where do you think fundamentally where is he in all this, John Lonski? Because on the one hand, he has told us this is a bad company. And you know what? He's the first president to actually say, look, we're not going to do business with this company because they are so bad. No other president bothered to do that. So he took this stand. Now he may be backing off it a little bit. I guess it just leaves a lot of people kind of like myself, scratching our heads saying, well, where is he? Any idea, John? Well,
maybe the president believes that any wrongdoing by this company can be corrected over time, that if you go ahead and do something about unwanted eavesdropping, perhaps the concerns are settled. And I still think long-term what the president wants to do is he wants to try to bring back a faster rate of jobs growth, especially higher-paying jobs in the United States. And getting to that point is going to involve a lot of negotiations. As the other guest noted, this company from China, ZTE, buys a lot of components from U.S. companies. And, of course, the Chinese threaten to restrict their own imports of agricultural commodities from the United States to the disadvantage of U.S. farmers. Trade negotiations are inherently complicated, and there necessarily has to be a lot of wheeling and dealing. What I appreciate thus far is at least everything is out in the open. It seems to be quite transparent.
Yeah, and I suppose one of the other good things here, too, is that we have a president, and you sort of articulated this as we opened the show there, John, that is trying to negotiate. And maybe in a negotiation, you don't slam the brakes so fast, right? If President Xi says, hey, would you take a look at this? You say, okay. Maybe I'll take a look at it. It doesn't mean you're signing up for anything, James.
That's right.
You're just saying, sure, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I guess what I would worry about is that the president may have the wrong objective here, because if the trade deficit and shrinking that deficit is your goal, then I don't think that's necessarily in the interests of consumers or producers. I think American technology leadership is important. The ZTE was a company that did get in trouble beginning with the Obama administration. Yes, a lot of the value in those phones is coming from the United States. I think it's in our interest to ensure that in the future we continue to be technology leaders. Having China, a communist dictatorship, as the world's technology leader, economic leader, is not a prospect that's going to be good for the U.S. or the world.